out there like, don't worry about it and just be positive, which might be the mental states you want to achieve, but it's not the how to. In fact, this fluffy cookie cutter advice often makes things worse. Instead, what you need to do is challenge the status quo and think differently about success and failure. That's why I wrote the best-selling book, Mindset First, to provide athletes like you a repeat and reliable way to win the mental game. I share the concise and practical strategies I use to help professional athletes be at their best day in and day out. This book will help you break free from the weight of results so you can stop spending so much time in your own head and start playing with confidence so you can perform when it matters most. And most importantly, I promise you this, by reading this book and working on your mental game, you're going to have a heck of a lot more fun along the way.
Continuing our Day 3 coverage of the 2026 Continental Clash here on the World Sports Broadcasting Network. Hello once again, everyone. Thomas Mercier back here with you for the final 3 games of Day 3. I've come back, and apparently so has my voice crack, but we are glad to be here with you as we take in the next contest between first class British Columbia and the Minnesota Machine. Minnesota, the lone standing undefeated team in a Continental Clash with a thrilling 4-3 overtime win against the first class program from Alberta this morning. And that was a game of the tournament candidate, and dare I say it was the game of the year. So Minnesota now 5-0, looking to preserve first place spot. And they've got 2 games left to go. After today, a win today would almost certainly lock down first place as they look to stay within the top 4. Of course, the top 4 teams advancing to the playoff round, which commence on Saturday. Meanwhile, on the first class British Columbia side, they have not gone off to the best start. They were 1-1 to start with a nice 6-5 win against Stijos, but lost the opener to Team Finland 4-1. They then lost their next 2, 4-1 to Connecticut and 7-5 to Boston, but bounced back nicely this morning with a 6-5 win over Tornan Hockey from Sweden. Second time today, Minnesota takes on a first-class organization. This time they take on the West Coast, that being one British Columbia. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, starting goalies and first pair puck drop. It's British Columbia and Minnesota on the World Sports Broadcasting Network's presentation of the 2026 Continental Clash.
Yeah. We don't do it for the name that's on the back. We just do it for the logo on the front. All that clout chasing, we don't run with that. We just put the whole squad on the hunt. Yeah, we bleed for the shield, never for the self. True success ain't the trophy on the shelf. It's the logo on the front, not the name on the back. Yeah, we stay on.
And it's about that time for first period puck drop between British Columbia and Minnesota. BC looking to even the record to 3-3, while Minnesota look to remain perfect here in tournament play. Glad to have you along with us, whether you've just joined us or have been with us all day long. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and supporting these young lads who have put on one heck of a show so far this week, and we still got 2 days of play before we get to the Championship Sunday, which of course is coming up in the rearview mirror. As is the usual for Minnesota, who will serve as the road team in this game, wearing their orange clad jerseys. will look like they will split the crease yet again. This time, it's going to be Asta Jolstad Volk getting the start for the machine, while on the British Columbia side of things, last time out we saw Riker Kwarani. We'll see if Declan Brown gets the start this time around. And it looks like it will indeed be Riker Kwarani getting the start. So our second time seeing him here on rink number 1. Almost ready to go with the first period puck drop as coaches get their final adjustments taken care of. And this one should be a real interesting one, as again Minnesota able to defeat the Alberta first-class team, handing them their first loss of the tournament. Mind you, it was in overtime, so Minnesota did not get the full 3 points. They took 2, but are still undefeated in tournament play. Riker Kwarani gets the start for British Columbia. Asa Olstadvolk for Minnesota. Our third to last game of the day. And we're all ready to go here between Minnesota and BC. Puck is down and we're underway from rink number 1. And an early chance here for Minnesota's Decker Benjamin. He gets a tumble down in the corner. Around the boards comes to the faceoff circle, picked off by Josh Novak. Back up to the blue line, unable to hold it in. There was Eli Hellquist. Not him in the play here. Here's a shot and a good one at that. But an even better save by Ulstad Volk. Now loose on the side. Volk lost side of it. And a big slap shot from Hudson Stefishin. That one had eyes, but missing the net. Around the boards, BC looking to get set up. 50 seconds in. Pass to the middle. Picked up by Easton Silva. Stefishin for BC. Taking the shot. That one missing the net wide. Behind the net now. As the machine looking to get set up. And there's a shot and another good job there by Ulstad Volk. To the line. Onan Shorter. Firing it in to complete a change. Now one able to play it there was Mason Thang. Here's a pass coming out in front for Javen Goman, but couldn't receive it. Minnesota looking to get it out. And they cannot. It's held in by BC. Mason Thang. On the back of his net, looking for a passing option. Took it up the wing, but Javen Goman intercepted. Hatton. Deflected up the boards for Zach Silva. Silva into the zone with Guff. Silva walks it to the middle, firing. And first shot of the game for Minnesota, but nice save made by Riker Kwarani. Special welcome to all those tuning in from British Columbia, and once again Minnesota, glad to have you along with us to take in this third to final game. Seen some great hockey today. Recently, Atlantic Apex held off the Stuyhouse comeback, winning in overtime. Into the zone, Brady Adamick shoots off the crossbar. Adamick with a great scoring chance, but raining the iron. Sent back into the Minnesota zone. Up the wing. The OT hero, Charles Kelly, playing it to the far side. And Kelly almost picked it off there in the O zone. Now it's Louis Sweeney with an opening. Sweeney dangling in. Sweeney to the line for Patton. Patton shoots deflected. Just went wide off the tip by White. 3 minutes gone in the first. Good play here by Seeker Patton. Setting it up. Shot comes from White. Unfortunately couldn't get it on target. Decker Benjamin on the back of the net trying to set up. Reset to the line. Louis Sweeney. Nice pass across for Patton. Patton waits, shoots. Good save by Quarani. And he'll hold on. Quarani with a good save in tight air after some great passing by the machine. But it remains a scoreless tie. 3.5 gone in the period. And BC able to win the face-off. Push down the ice, foot race for the puck as back. Up it goes for Minnesota. Picked up in a bounce. Couple BC players colliding at center. Teddy Becker. Becker to Patton. Patton trying to shoot it in. Blocked along the boards by Becker. And BC will move it out courtesy of Josh Novak. Novak just out of the reach of Evan Ducheminski. Chance here for Minnesota to reset. 10:50 to go in the first. Up the wing. Right into the zone by Easton Silva. Now it's Mason Thang. Thang, nice move. Went inside but couldn't get the outside. Along the boards, thrown to the line. Braden Liu. He'll let it go, deflected in front by Zach Silva, and just wide. Tie up in the corner. On the boards it'll go as BC looking to get it out. Unable to play it out was Adamek. Now here's Mason Thang. Thang can't shoot. He'll look for some support. He trips over the puck. No, they're going to call a penalty. They're actually going to call hooking on Oslo Gornal. So Minnesota will get the first power play of the afternoon. Had some good looks on the power play in their game earlier this morning. Now they get a chance to open the scoring. Minnesota goes to work. Guff trying to shoot to the net. Picked off by BC and set down the ice courtesy of Hudson Stefishin. Maverick White, button hooks behind the net. Fang can't receive the pass, and Stefishin will once again dump it into the corner. Shorter, unable to make that play. Check that, Josh Novak was on it. Now it's brought up by Louis Sweeney. Sweeney being hunted down here. Picked up now by Kelly. As Charles Kelly couldn't pull the trigger, and yet again cleared out of the zone, this time by Santiago Carcamo. 1 minute left in the Minnesota power play. To the right side, Charles Kelly crossed the line, but they will rule it offside. 54 seconds left in the power play for Minnesota. Faceoff coming just outside of the BC blue line. It is won by British Columbia. Backhanded off the boards. Controlled by Braden Liu. Across Patton. Right through the middle on the money for Decker Benjamin. Minnesota's going to be offside as they came ahead of the play. .8:44 left in the first. 39 seconds left in the British Columbia penalty. Tie up on the draw. And First Class comes away with it. Throwing up the boards. And all the way through the ice. Liu back to get it for Minnesota. Perhaps one last chance here for the Machine. Around the end wall for Mace Wedderbrand, stripped off the puck. And that will pretty much do it for the Minnesota power play unless they get one last chance. On into the zone. And that will officially end this power play. We go back to even strength. Minnesota 0 for 1. 8 minutes to go in the first period. On the boards. Wedderbrand. Look it out in front. Cut it in the corner. Wedderbrand behind the net. Benjamin. Look it out in front. Back at rebound try. And a really good stop. In tight. By Riker Quafrani. Or Quaroni, excuse me. It's been a long day so far. But we are getting some great hockey action. Face off left of Quaroni. And the face off won by Minnesota. Sent in deep by Ryan Renner. Back to the line for Renner, able to hold it in again. Prusky. They're going to charge through, stick lifted, and falls down. And now a Minnesota player bodied down to the ice, and a penalty is coming again to BC. Beautiful move by Mason Thane. Another nice move. He shoots, deflected in front, and the puck touched up. And another power play for Minnesota. Body checking is the call, and the Machine are back to the man advantage. .7:21 left in the opening period. Face off to the left of Quaroni as Minnesota looking to open the scoring again. Back to the line, quick shot. That one missed the net wide. That was Maverick White. Back to the line, Sweeney, good pass, and a penalty coming to Minnesota. And a very undisciplined one at that. And it's going to be Mason Thang showing his frustration, and unfortunately for him will result in a penalty. Cross-checking is the call. So the power play lasts all of 18 seconds. And the face-off will come to the right of Asta Olstad-Volk. 7:03 to go in the period, and we get our first taste of 4-on-4 hockey. Right off the wall. Pass through center by Guth, able to set up for Kelly. Charles Kelly with a shot, just missing. Good luck for him. It's in the corner yet again. Charles Kelly, who was the OT hero this morning for the Machine to keep them undefeated. To the line, long range shot, kicked away by Quaroni. Good shot there from Eli Hellquist. Around the boards it goes. Hellquist gets their first for the orange and black of Minnesota. Cleared out of the zone by BC. This is, however, going to be icing. 52 seconds left in the 4-on-4 before BC will get an abbreviated power play. Face off to the left of Quaroni. Won and controlled by BC. Played to the line. Unable to hold it in there was Liu. And play stopped on the hand pass. 6:07 left in period one now. 46 seconds left in 4-on-4. BC off the face-off, get it back out of their blue line. Minnesota player hauled down, carrying on. Play off the boards by Liu, and this one sails into the Minnesota bench. Face-off coming outside of the Minnesota blue line. And the face-off is won by the Machine. Picked up by Secret Patton. Gets it up for Zach Silva. Silva along the line. Silva trying to walk in, outmanned by 3 British Columbia players. 10 seconds left. Through the middle, Secret Patton for Benjamin. Decker Benjamin. Minnesota penalty, or BC penalty is over. And Minnesota's now on the PK for 10 seconds. Swung back to the line, Braden Liu down low. 5 seconds on the penalty clock. That's just out of reach. But Minnesota will be able to kill off the penalty. Back to even strength. 5 minutes to go in the first. Still awaiting our first goal. Good play here to move it up for BC. This is a partial breakaway, perhaps. Backhand. Great save. Asa Olstad-Volk on Evan Ducheminski. Now another shot coming. That one is blocked. Another try. That one missing too. What a chance for Evan Ducheminski to open the scoring. But Olstad-Volk makes a strong save. Patton dumping it in. Around the back of the net. BC looking to get it out. Held in by Sweeney. Sends it towards the net. Blocked in front. Loose try. Stopped by Quaroni. Here's Kelly with a shot deflecting off a stick and into the corner with 4 to go in the first. Here comes BC on a 2-on-1. Brady Adamick waits, shoots. Nice glove save. Olstad-Volk. Really good stop from Olstad-Volk. Face off to his left now. 3:48 remaining in this period. Picked up, sent out by Sweeney, and off the linesman. Sent into the zone. Sweeney back in his own end. Up the middle, looking for Mace Wittebrand. Trickles back into the BC zone. Back to the line, held in by the Machine. BC looking to get it out. On a pickoff play, here's Charles Kelly. Tried to power to the net, but lost the handle. There goes British Columbia. Nice move by Carter Hayes at the line. 3 minutes to go in the first. Minnesota trying to get it out. Hudson Sufficient tried to throw it in. Now picked up by Kelly. With a little bit of help from Sweeney. Decker Benjamin sent to the ice. That forces a turnover, and Ryland Bodnerchuk brought it across the line. Not for long, though. Now here's Novak on a turnover. What a move by Novak. Great save. Olstad-Volk. Another big stop for the Minnesota netminder. 2:20 to go in the period. Here's Teddy Becker. Becker hesitates across the line. Minnesota is well offside. Face off just outside of the BC blue line. Won by Minnesota. Sent in by Steger Patton. Around the boards. Bodnerchuk tried to clear. Now a chance for Stefishin to. Here he goes. Hudson Stefishin gets around his man. Pass out in front. Picked off by the Machine defense. Picked up in the corner and cycled out. Zach Silva trying to chase it down. He's beaten to the puck, however. Good work there by Odin Shorter. Minute 35 left in the period. Zach Silva. Back to the line. It's Becker. Across for Patton. Waiting. Takes the shot. Mulroney the stop. And he will hold on. Face off to the right at Quaroni with a minute 25 left in period one. The face-off was won by Minnesota, but BC gets possession. Adamek firing it in around the boards. It'll go. Nearly came around, but Sweeney tied it up. Maverick White in there as well. Sweeney back on it. Sweeney on the move for Minnesota. To the right side for Mace Wedderbrand. Final minute of period one. Wedderbrand around the back of the cage. Along the left-hand side, Louis Sweeney. Check that. Maverick White gets it over to his man Liu, who gets it into the corner for Wedderbrand. Wedderbrand with the reverse lights down in the corner. Charles Kelly to the line. Liu for Kelly again. Kelly, nice backhand pass. Here's Sweeney. Blocked in front. BC looking to get it out. They can't. It's Maverick White. Stick lifted by the BC defense. 15 seconds left. To the line. Sweeney. He'll shoot. Deflected on goal. Good stop by Riker Quarani. 11.2 left in the period. Still scoreless at 0. Face off to the right of Quaroni. And a pretty important face off here late in the first. On the tie-up, BC comes away with it. Erickson for Bornall with 2 seconds left. He will not be able to shoot, and that will end a scoreless first period. Great action to start off the game, but neither team able to find the back of the net here in day 3 action of the 2026 Continental Clash. Back here in Quebec as we get ready for second period action. No score after the first. Good chances for both sides, but a goaltending battle so far between Asa Olstad Volk and Riker Quaroni. All ready to go for the second stanza. Decker Benjamin to take the opening draw for Minnesota, but it is won by Josh Novak of BC. Put up the wing, but intercepted by Erickson. He'll look to shoot. That one sailing high and wide. With the left wing, unable to push that one out was Decker Benjamin. And it goes back to center. Backhanded to the line. A couple bodies falling, but Minnesota has it. To the left side. Good job by Becker just to get it up. Receive brings it across, but they are offside. Face off just outside of the Minnesota blue line. 36 seconds into the period. Fired into the zone by Maverick Stebner. Sweeney for Guth. Now through the middle. Trying to kick it to his forehand. Zach Silva, he's got some room to work with. He gets hooked and no call. On the boards, BC trying to get it out. Held in. Good work by Ryan Renner.